In this class, we will discuss analysis of simply supported beams using ANSYS software. Consider a simply supported beam of rectangular cross section as shown in figure. The width of the beam is 0.1 meters, depth is 0.2 meters and length being 6 meters. The loads applied on the beam are shown in figure. 2 point loads are applied at point C and point F, and a UDL has been applied from the span to a length of D to E. Considering Young's modulus as a 200 gigapascal and Poisson's ratio as 0.3 for the beam material, analyze the simply supported beam. So first we will see how to draw the schematic diagram for the given problem. So mark as many as points marked on the given problem, and each point describe the permitted or possible displacements, that is Q1 and Q2, F1 and M2, M1, Q2, Q4 and F2 and M2, like that. The Q1, Q2 represents translation and rotation respectively, and F1 is the force and M1 is the moment. So by comparing this schematic diagram with the given problem, write down the forces and their directions and also the displacement conditions. In order to import simply supported condition to the structure, you need to constrain the translations, but you should not constrain the rotations. Permitting rotations and constraining translations at any point, we can enforce the simply supported condition. Before carrying analysis or before starting analysis, make a preparation the required data for the analysis. First you prepare a key point as well as the coordinate values, and also an additional key point for the purpose of orienting the beam y-axis with the global y-axis. That is a 99 key point we are using for the beam orientation. Then mention the element what we are using in the analysis. Here we selected beam 3 node 189 element for the analysis. Then list the material values and geometric details. Then you have another table that describes like a line from which point to which point and how many elements we are dividing that line into number of elements. So here the important thing is the span which carries a UDL, that we are dividing into 2 elements. Rest of them are we are dividing into 1 element. Let us see how to analyze this problem in ANSYS. Open the ANSYS and go to Preferences, select here Structural Analysis, then go to Preprocessor, choose Element Type, Add and Edit, go to Add, Beam 189 element and say OK and close it. Go to Material Properties, Material Models, Structural, Linear, Elastic, Isotropic Material, and enter the values 200 into 10 to the power of 3 into, this is Poisson's ratio is a 0.3. So I am choosing here Newton millimeter system. The geometry also should be created in. Then go to sections, select a beam, common sections. Here you will have a multiple cross sections. Among that, the first one you select a rectangular section and input the breadth and depth values, and click on the apply, preview and OK. So this will list all the geometric details like area, moment of inertia and all other constants. Then go to modeling, create key points in active coordinate system, and here the key points what you are creating is according to this table. Key point, first key point you create at 0, 0, you create a second key point at 1000, then create a third key point at 2000, then create a fourth key point at 4000, create a fifth key point at 5000, and create a sixth key point at 6000. Then create one additional key point for a orientation purpose. So we created a key points. Then create a lines using a key points. So go to here, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. Create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Then go to meshing, select attributes, the picked lines, you select all the lines, say OK, and here make sure that material set assigned properly and type of the element selected and element section, and also you have to choose pick orientation key points. Say OK, and here you select the node number or key point number 99. You can see here in the selection window. Once it is confirmed, then click on OK. Then go to site controls, manual site, lines, picked lines, select this first 2 lines and last 2 lines, select and assign one number of elements, and select this line drawn from 3 to 4, say OK, and here you assign 2 number of elements. Then go to meshing, that is mesh lines, so mesh all the lines. So we have created a finite element model. To see the node numbering, go to plot controls, numbering, turn on the node numbers, and you can see here node numbers. Then go to loads, define loads, apply structural displacement on nodes. Select the first one, say OK. Here you select UX, UI, UZ, all translations, and rotation about X, rotation about Y. Don't select rotation about Z. So here default, if you not entered, the answers will take a 0. Then similarly you select the last node, and here you can unselect this UX. So UI, UZ, rotation about X, rotation about Y, and permit rotations about Z axis and displacement along X axis. Say OK. Then apply the force, the point loads, select on nodes. So here you select a node 2, and on node 2 you apply minus 1000, 1 kilonewton downward direction, and also select a 14th node, select here 4000 Newton, that is a 4 kilonewton in the downward direction. Then select a pressure on beams, select the elements from node to node 8, that is 1 and these 2 elements you select. Say OK, and here enter the rate of loading. It is a 2 kilonewton, that is 2000. And if you input positive, so it applied towards the beam. Say OK, and here you see from node 5 to node 8, so in this span the UDL has been applied. So with this, the construction or the creation of FEM model is completed. Save this, then go to solution, solve current load set, say OK. Solution is obtained. Close this information window, go to general post processor, plot, deformed shape, deform plus, and deformed. So this is how the beam deflection diagram looks like. So copy this and or write this image or a diagram looks like this in a white page or in a, so copy this details here. So when you come to the results compilation, the first you need to collect node and their coordinate values. For that, go to list, nodes, and here you select coordinates only, and here you choose X coordinate and copy this table. And tabulate this in a proper manner according to the node wise. So these are the node and their coordinate values. So this help you to understand the node position along the beam. Then we need to have a displacement values. For that, close this, go to list results, nodal solution, displacement solution, y component of displacement, and you copy this all values including the maximum values and go to the page where you need to tabulate this and write down the node wise displacement and also the maximum displacement. Similarly, you list the rotations. The rotation is nothing but the slope of the point, that element at a starting point. So choose here z component of rotation and here copy this and paste it here. So these are the rotations node wise. Then capture this deflection diagram. For that, go to plot controls, write a meta file, invert white and black. So here you write, so deflected diagram 1. Then insert picture onto the document by selecting a picture from this device and here go to the folder, insert this and crop it and adjust onto the. So this is the diagram what we will see when beam deflects. The blue color line indicates it is a deflected diagram and the black color one indicates it is the actual beam diagram. The next one, it is the reaction forces. For that, go to answers and here list reaction solution, select a structural forces y component and copy this all values and go to the sheet wherein which you want to tabulate this. Then similarly you collect the reaction moment values by choosing all structural moments, select this all values and enter node wise the bending moment values. You can notice here the total force applied in the y direction will be of this much and here it is the bending moment, induced bending moment at either end of the simply supported beam. The next will be the shear force. For a shear force, close this, go to element table, go to define table, add, go choose the by sequence number, select a 5, apply and 18 for the shear force. Similarly 2 and 15 are the bending moment variables to retrieve the data. 5 and 8 we are using for to retrieve the shear force values element, then again by node wise, and also 2 and 15 for the bending moment values. Go to list element table, select these two, say OK. So these are the shear force values, element and then node wise. Here you copy this. So here you can see the element wise details. So here element left hand side, first element left hand side value and first element right hand side value. Similarly second element left hand side and right hand side, that is a first node and second node. Similarly here third element first node and second node, fourth element first node and second node. These are the shear force values. Then to obtain the shear force diagram, go to plot results, contour plot, line element results. Here you change it to 5 and 18. So this is the shear force diagram. So you save this, plot controls, write meta file, invert, and here you type it as a shear force and save it. Then call that file or that image onto the document. Insert that picture, shear force, and adjust the image size and place it properly on a sheet. So here you can understand the shear force will be 0 at the middle of the beam. Here it varies, and this linearly varying represents UDL and a constant variation represents point load. So this is a shear force diagram. This diagram drawn as per the values what we tabulated in the left hand side of the table. The next we will see how to obtain the bending moment values and the bending moment diagram. For that, go to answers, go to element table, define list table, we already defined it, unselect this 5 and 80, select a 2 and 15. So these are the bending moment values. You copy these values and go to the table and neatly tabulate all the values. So these are the bending moment values at the starting and ending node of the every element. So here this is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4. This is almost a 0, and first element second node will be of this much bending, and the same as the second element first node, and the second element second node bending will be same as the third element first node. Like that the bending moment values you can understand, and the maximum bending moment and minimum bending moment are listed here. You can observe here. See how to obtain the bending moment diagram. Go to plot results, line element results. Here you change it to 2 and 15. Say OK. This is bending moment diagram. So save this. And go to the sheet. Here insert this picture, bending moment diagram, and adjust the image size. So you can understand here the maximum bending moment will be at the center of the total beam here. So at this node, the middle node or somewhere it is a maximum. So we will have a quick glance what and all we determine. First one is node and their coordinate values, displacement, that is a deflection of the beam at node wise, and rotation of the every element at the starting point of the node, reaction force at the constraint points and also reaction moment at the constraint points, shear force values and its plot, bending moment values and plot. I hope you understood how to analyze the simply supported beam carrying a UDL and point loads, and also how to obtain shear force and bending moment diagram. I hope you understood. Thank you.